Let us start with the practice programs for string built-in functions, methods, and operations. Firstly, let's discuss string concatenation. Supposing I take two strings A and B are assigned values of hello and world respectively. Now for string concatenation, I will use the plus operator. Let us see the output. So it will print hello world, right? You can even add a space in between like this, right? This is all about string concatenation, which joins two strings into one. Next, we have string repetition. Supposing I create a variable text and store a string hi in it. So now, for string repetition, we will be using the multiply operator. So, we say text into 3. So, hi would be repeating 3 times. So, it repeats a string multiple times. Next, we have string indexing. Supposing I create another string and now supposing I want to access the element at index number 2. So we should get the answer as t. And here it is, as the index goes from 0 to n minus 1. The element at index 2 would be t in this case. So indexing allows us to access a string using the index. You can access any character of the string. Now we have string slicing. Supposing I take a string and assign a value programming to it. Now I want to access a subset of the string, right? So to access a part of the string, supposing start from index number 3 and go till 8, where 8 is not included. So we will get the elements starting from index 3 and going till index 7. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So we start from G. 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? That is how it works. Next, we have the concept of the length function. So let us take another string. Let's take Python and use the length function. So it would return the length of the string. So on running this, we will get the answer as 6. Moving on to the next one, which is max. Supposing I want to know the maximum character in this string, which is text. On running this, we get it as y, which is the character with the highest ASCII or the Unicode value. In Python, we use the Unicode value, right? Similarly, you can try it for min. And so you'll get a value of p, which has the minimum ASCII value. Next, we have sorted. Now, sorted function is used for arranging a string in ascending order, and it returns a list. So, we get a list of the characters in a sorted order. Next, you can even try upper, lower, title method. Let us try it quickly. Let us try the upper method first. Lower. The title method. Even have capitalize. This is the upper, lower, title, capitalize method, which capitalizes only the first character of the string. Next, we have the swap case. So, swap case swaps uppercase letters to lowercase and vice versa. Alright. Now, let's create another string and comment this out. Right? So, now let's create a string with supposing this sort. We're done with swap case. Now we have strip. So swap case would even work perfectly fine with this one and you would be able to understand it much better. So now on running this, let us get swapped if they're uppercase to lowercase and vice versa. Next we have strip. So what is the role of script? It removes the spaces from both ends of the string. Supposing I print text dot strip. So the spaces that I have added at both the ends would get removed and it would display Python. Similarly, we have another function which is, supposing let's change this. Supposing I write a string, I love programming, and then let's try to replace the word which is Python with Java. So what we get now is this. Python gets replaced by Java, right? Next, you can even use the find. Supposing I want to find the occurrence of the substring which is Python here. So we get 22, which would be the index of the first occurrence of substring, right? We even have count. Supposing let's create a string happy birthday and try to count how many times we have the string which is happy. So on using count, We should get the answer as 2. And yes, happy appears 2 times in the string. Next we have starts with, ends with, methods. So let us take another string now. Let's name it string 1 and take Python. So supposing I want to check whether it starts with the given text, which is pi. And I even want to check if it ends with a particular text, which is, supposing I want to check whether there's a n at the end, right? So on running this, we would either get a true or a false. So on using starts with, we are getting a false. Why is it so? Because it checks whether the string starts with the given text, and we have made a mistake here that we are using this string. So for checking with string 1, we need to have string 1 over here. And now on running the code, which gives us true for both. So we understand the concept of starts with and ends with method for strings. Next we have split. So supposing you have a string comprising of many words, let us take the languages supposing, and now you want to split the string into a list. You want a list to be created. So for that you can use the split method. So the split method would return you a list separated by commas like this. I hope it is clear till now. Next we have the join. Supposing I have a list of words now. So I have Python, we have is. These are a few lists that we have. And we say Python is easy. This is the list. And we want to join it and create a string out of it. So to do that, you need to write the character that you want to join it with, dot join, and the iterable. Here words, right? So it joins list elements into a single string. We get a single string over here which says Python is easy. Next, let's quickly try it with is alpha, is digit, and is alum. The operators, the methods which will return a boolean value, either a true or a false. Let's quickly take some strings and try it out on them. So I want to check whether this string is alpha or not. And then I want to check whether this string is alum or not. Similarly, let's create a string of digits and test it whether it is all digits or not, is digit. So is alum, my bad. So we get a true for all. This string is all alphabets. This string is a combination of alphabets and numbers, and this one consists of all digits. So we get a true value for all of them. Next, we have a space. You can even check for a space. Supposing I have this and I want to check whether all the characters in the string are a space or not. So I'll write print text dot is space. And for this one, I should get a true. If there would have been an alphabet, supposing, let's have A here. So in that case, we'll get a false, right? So now, before moving on, let's quickly comment this and move to the next set of methods that we have. So now we have the center method. Let me clear the terminal. And now let us start with the center method. So let us take a string, Python again, and print text dot center 20 comma let's say star. You want 20 spaces to be filled and the width should be 20 and the fill character that you want at the remaining spaces is an asterisk. So on running this would be the output. So it centers the string with a specified width. Next, let us try the last operation, which is the membership operator, in or not in. Let us try with in. Supposing let's create a fresh string, Python programming, and let's try to print if Python is there in text. So we should get a true. We are getting a true. Now supposing I change it to small p. So in that case, we'll get a false. Right? So this is all for strings. You can even practice more such methods and the functions that we have learned in the theory lectures. This is all for strings now. Let's move to the next topic, which is the built-in functions and methods for lists. So let us start with the Python built-in list functions first, starting with the len function. So the len function will return us the number of elements that we have in our list. Here we have 4 elements, so we should get the output as 4. Right? Moving on to the next function, which is the max and the min. Let us create a list numbers and take the values. Take all integer values in it. So now if we want to find the max of this list, which is numbers in this case, and also let's find the minimum value. So on running this code, the maximum value that we have in the list numbers is 7 and the minimum one is 1, right? So the maximum finds the largest value in the list and the minimum returns the smallest value. Next we have the sum function. Let's try to calculate the sum of all the numeric elements that we have in this list. So we are getting 22, which is the right answer. Moving to the fifth function that we have, which is the sorted function, which helps us arrange the elements in ascending order. So it returns a new sorted list without changing the original one. So we are getting a list with all the elements arranged in ascending order now. And then let's try to print this list. So now it is a new sorted list that has been created without changing the original one that we have, right? Next, moving on to the reversed, which reverses the elements in reverse order. Supposing we take a list num and let us take all the elements in ascending order. Now to reverse the elements and get a reversed list, we'll make use of the reversed function. So reversed of numbers of num will give us the elements in reverse order. Right? Next we have any and all. Let's create a new list, values, and take the values as 0, 0 and 5 and 0. Right? So now on printing any of values, it will return true only if at least one value is true. And we have one true value here, which is 5. So we get a true. And for all, it will return true if all the values are true. So we get a false because we have just one true value. We need all the values to be true. So we can say that any returns true if at least one element is true, and all returns true only if all the elements are true. We even have a list function. So supposing I have a string, let's name it Python, and let's store the list of this text in a variable named letters. Now on printing the letters, which stores a list, we'll get all the elements in a list. So it converts another iterable into a list. Next we have the enumerate function, which returns the index and the value. Supposing I take a list fruits and take some values in it, right? So now let's try to use the enumerate function and find out the index and value. So let us say for index and value in the enumerate function, since it returns an object, so we are using the for loop and we are trying to print the index and the value. Now we are getting the index along with the values which are stored in the list fruits. So enumerate provides both the index and the value during iteration. So you can use the enumerate function for that purpose. Moving on, we have the zip function. So what does zip do? It simply combines multiple lists. Right? It combines multiple lists. And let us take an example now. Supposing I take two lists with some names in it. Let's take 3 elements in this list. And let's take another list which stores the marks of these students. Let us take some values. And now I want to pair the elements from both the lists that we have, names and marks. So for that purpose, we can use the zip method and then typecast it to list. So names, comma, marks, and then the zip method, the zip function. And now we try to print the list. So in doing that, we'll get the elements in a tuple pair. Right? So zip method helps us pair elements from multiple lists. Next, moving on to the sorted method. So in sorted, you can even get the elements in descending order. Let us see how we can do that. Supposing I take a list and now we want to arrange it in descending order. So for that, inside the brackets in sorted, you mention the name of list and then you just need to mention reverse is equal to true to get the answer in descending order. So here you see we get all the elements sorted in a descending order. So this is all for list functions. Now coming to list methods. So let us start understanding the methods in lists one by one. Firstly, we have the append, which is used to add one element at the end. Let us take a list fruits, take two elements in it. And now let us try to append, or we can say add another element to this list. So we want to add mango supposing. So now on printing the list, mango would be added to the list. Now we have three elements instead of just two that we had earlier. So this is how the append method works. And always remember that built-in methods are used with a dot operator, right? So append adds one item at the end. Next we have the extend, which you can use to add multiple elements. Let's take a new list and take 1, 2, 3 as elements in it. Now using the extend method, let us try to add multiple elements in it as a list. So now on printing this list, the elements that we are passing will be added as individual elements, right? So extend adds all the elements from another iterable as individual elements. Next, moving to the insert method. So by the name, it is clear that an insert method is used to insert an element at a specific position. Let us assume we take a list colors and now we want to insert a color in it. So we'll write colors dot insert. You will mention the index number first and then the element to be added. So now on printing the list, we will get green added at index number 1. So insert places an element at the given index. Insert method takes two arguments. Firstly, you mention the index and then the element that needs to be added at that index, right? That needs to be inserted at it. Moving on, we have the remove method. So supposing we have a list fruits, let us take duplicate elements in it, right? So now we want to remove apple from it. And now let us print the list that we have. So the first occurrence of the element that we have specified gets removed, right? Always remember in remove method, the first occurrence of the value is removed or deleted. Next we have pop, which is very important. So the pop method, it removes and returns an element. So you can do two things. Supposing we have numbers, let us take some values, and now print numbers dot pop. Let us leave the braces as it is and then print the list. So when we leave the braces as it is, in the pop method, it will return the last element of the list. The element at index -1, which is 40. And next, now 40 gets removed and the list results in the first three elements that we have, the remaining elements. So it removes and returns the last item by default. Now if you mention inside the brackets an index, supposing I say num.pop at index 1. So in that case, the element at index 1 is returned, right? So index 1, we have 20, and in the next line, on printing the list, 20 gets removed from the list. So this is how the pop of index works. It removes the element at the specified index. Next we have the clear method. So let us try to clear this list. Supposing I want to clear this list, we'll write num.clear and now print num. So we get an empty list this time. So clear method is used to empty the entire list. The list remains there, but now it is an empty list. Next, supposing you want to get the index of an element. So for that, we have the index method. Supposing I have a list, fruits, where we take these elements. And now I want to print fruits dot index of the element which is supposing cherry. So on running this, cherry is at index number 1. So it returns the index at which we have the specified element. You can even count the occurrences of a given element. If you want to know how many times an element appears in your list, so you can do that using the count method. Supposing let's take a list and then I want to count how many times we have the number which is 5. So we have 5 appearing 2 times in this list. If I want to check how many times we have 12 in the list, we'll get a 1. Right? Now moving to the sort method, which is used to sort the original list. Let us take a list over here. Let us take the elements as 5183. Yeah. So numbers dot sort. So on sorting this list and then printing it, we will get the list sorted in ascending order. So the sort method sets the original list in ascending order. So on writing in the braces, if you write reverse is equal to true, you can get the list sorted in descending order now. In case you want to use the reverse method directly, you can even do that. Let's take a different list now. Let's take letters and take some values in it. Let us say simply A, B, C, D. And now letters dot reverse method will reverse the list that we have. On printing the list, now we will get the list in descending order, we can say the reversed order. It simply reverses the list. Next we have the copy method, which is used to create a shallow copy of the original list we have. Supposing I have one list, list 1. Let us take 10, 20 and 30. And I create a new list. We will do it using the copy method. We'll write list1.copy. And now on printing list 2, the new list, we will get the copy, a shallow copy of the list. So it acts as a separate list now. We have a separate copy created for the list. So this is all for the list methods. And now we'll meet in the next lecture. Till then, keep learning and keep coding.